On a dark, starless night, the great mage knocked on the little adventurer's door. "I'll keep you safe," the mage promised.
"I'll use magic to dispel all evil and clear every obstacle so you can have a joyful and safe journey."
However, to his surprise, the little adventurer shook her head and said, "I don't need your protection, Mr. Mage. My feet have crossed deep waters and been burned in cold frost. I have seen a lot, and I understand a lot."
Ha! I got your message and came right away.
After a careful and meticulous inspection,
The casting on him is quite remarkable. His parts were all riveted together seamlessly. It's rare to see such fine work. Who created this work of art? I can see that the creator incorporated some of our dwarven concepts. One of my fellow dwarves must have participated in the creation as well.
I think the golem was designed by my brother and his companions. My brother loved reading about new inventions and had many dwarven friends. My brother often spoke of the crucial role machines could play in the war against the hypofiends, leading him to research and create golems with his friends.
No wonder this was so well made. However, this big lad is too quiet. I could hear all sorts of mechanical sounds inside, but not a peep out of him.
what's wrong?
From what I can see, there shouldn't be a problem. The gears are running well, everything is well lubricated. The person maintaining this golem is doing a great job. Although, the power reactor is empty. He doesn't seem to be powered by any sort of energy I know of.
Wait, his power reactor is empty?
Yeah, I opened it and there was nothing inside. Judging from the capacity, if it was full, it could stay operational for a week or two. Judging from the funny looks on your faces, I can tell that you all know nothing about the structure of this big lad, let alone how to add energy to his reactor. I can hazard a guess that this golem was powered by magic, which is not my area of expertise, as you know, Magister.
Can my brother ever wake up?
From a mechanical standpoint, I can't give you a definite answer.
How could this happen? Callan, we've spent so much time together. Are you going to abandon me now?
Oh, don't be crying, Missy. You'll get me going too.
Thank you for your suggestion, Master Hugin. Since it's related to magic, it's better to leave it to us.
Then you all better comfort the child. I can't bear to see a little girl cry. Oh. I'll continue studying the big lad on the ground. Hmm? Why is this compartment locked?
Since Callan is powered by magic, maybe Ludovic and Magister Danger can find a way to help.
Ludo, are you familiar with grave calling magic? I have knowledge of a sinister graveborn magic that chains a soul to a mortal body. The anguish it causes varies, often leading to unbearable torment for the bound soul. Yeah, that's the one. I don't want to do that. Stop giving me looks. I appreciate that you are trusting me here, Carly. I can tell that you're not concerned. Hammie, don't give me that look. I have an idea. I will try testing the soul in the body. Yeah, sure. Is that like checking if the battery on a car is still has... That makes sense. Yeah, go for it.
What's the matter, Ludovic?
Oh, it's nothing. I'm hoping the Radonov descendant isn't suffering that kind of torture right now.
What did you find out from your test, Ludovic?
Do not let Carolina hear of this. Ooh, bad news? It was indeed soul-binding magic, and it was performed hastily and roughly. The soul tethered to this vessel is on the brink of shattering. Shattering souls sounds like not good. It almost looks like Callan's about to be the first hero to die in Journey. I hope not. He did just get here. He's a Graveborn, so probably not. Pop quiz. Who was the first hero to officially die in AFK Arena? That's a good question, too, because it is, if you don't know, you would never guess it. It would almost be impossible to, in a way. That's my hint. It was indeed soul-binding magic, and it was performed hastily and roughly. The soul, tethered to this vessel, is on the brink of shattering. The pain of his soul is unimaginable. It's a miracle that such a broken soul could survive in such a body for so long as it is. I think he's at his limit, and can no longer hold on.
How could this have happened? Who would do such a cruel thing? Could it be a Hypogean or one of their minions? You said that when the Hypofiends invaded, the Radonov family stood on the front lines of battle. Maybe after they broke into the Radonov estate, they killed Callan and did this as revenge. Please, say no more.
You heard.
We're just guessing, Carolina. Please don't be upset. No, thank you for informing me of the truth. For so many years, every night I've asked myself if it was enough to have my brother by my side like this. I've watched him grow more silent by the day, and I knew that he would leave me one day. I was so afraid that I would be alone again. So I prayed every night for my brother to stay with me for one more day, and at dawn the next day, I would pray again and rejoice that the gods had answered my prayers. Dura is good. I didn't know that my brother had to pay such a terrible price for my selfish desires, and that he was trapped in such soul-wrenching pain all these years. So, I am grateful and implore you to help me atone for the sins I've committed. Please help my brother find peace.
To bring peace to Callan's soul, we must discover a way to break the soul-binding enchantment placed on his mechanical form and set him free. If we do that, you two will never speak again.
I'm prepared for that, my lord.
As you wish. While my knowledge of soul-binding magic is limited, I believe if we find his real body and restore his soul to its rightful place, it will bring Callan much relief. Of course, if we manage to do this, Callan's soul has endured such tremendous damage that his remaining life force would fade quickly, but he would at least find peace at last. That I can promise you.
You need his body.
We do. Do you know where it's buried?
I believe my brother's body is in White Ridge Temple.
Why is he in the temple?
Hammie.
Well, a lot happened between the time of my end and when I resurrected. Many people died during the war against the hypofiends. Sometimes only pieces of bodies were recovered. Upon my resurrection, I saw acolytes doing their best to collect them all. They were wrapped in linen and put into the church cellar, nearly on top of one another sometimes. Thanks to our family's strong ties with White Ridge Temple, the remains of our kin were held apart from the others, providing future descendants the chance to retrieve them for a fitting burial. When I awoke, a long time had passed. The acolytes I knew in the temple were long gone, and no one knew who I was. I'm a Graveborn, and Graveborn are not allowed in White Ridge Temple.
So you weren't able to bury Callan yet?
Here, the separation between the realm of the living and that of the dead is starkly apparent.
Recently, some acolytes were brainwashed by a Hypogean, so the temple should be a mess right now. This time they may not pay attention to us.
That's actually a pretty good idea, Chippy. Like, all right, Chipster, that's one for Chippy. That's good, man. That's a good plan. I like it. Let's do, yeah. I mean, well, yeah. Yeah, he's right. That as soon as that one, oh man, what was that priest's name? It started with an N. He's pouring the purple goo all over his face. Just from there, it's gonna be a mess. So I think we can probably sneak through. I think you're right, Chips. That's good. That's good.
This is our best chance to get inside and find Callan. Come on, Miss Carolina. We'll help you find your brother so you two can truly unite.
Oh, thank you, little mouse. I truly appreciate everything you're doing.
When we went into the temple last time, I saw a few caskets in the antechamber. Let's go there and take a look. The antechamber is my favorite part of a temple.
I think she just likes saying antechamber.
Every sword is a witness.
My brother might be lying here somewhere.
Removing the top of the heavy coffin, a smell of decay and dust rises to the surface. The body in the coffin is incomplete. The left hand and left leg are missing. It's a horrible sight to behold. However, the movement of the coffin seems to have disturbed the creatures in the temple. Oh man, fallen priest, let's go. Hold on, let's get the proper crew in here. Who do we have? We've got Carolina.
The remains just now. Please, let me take another look.
The parchment is too tattered for you to make out the words on it. After piecing it together carefully, you recognize some key phrases.
Today, I'll answer your doubts about why I invested so much capital and money into developing these machine servants, or, as you call them, mechanical golems. Even though the creator has passed away, the mechanical golems can still execute commands as long as they have sufficient fuel. They are more loyal and reliable than any living beings you have ever encountered. I believe all of you have read the battle reports from the border region. As mere mortals, we are fragile and full of limitations. After we are gone, who will protect our beloved friends and family? I'm not a competent mage. I've never have been. Maybe I don't look like a typical member of the Radinov family, but I'm trying to help and protect the people of the duchy in my own way. Little Carly is at the temple praying devoutly for the warriors guarding our borderlands. She is contributing to the war in her own way. I must do so as well. When she was a child, I invented a tale for her. A master mage created the world's most powerful golem for a frightened little adventurer, making her brave in the end. She smiled at me after hearing that story, and I've kept that smile with me ever since. This might not be the most ideal method, but it's the most efficient path I can take. I'll die eventually, but my creation will remain, forever protecting those I cherish, forever protecting little Carly. Forever protect Carolina. Forever protect Carolina. Forever protect Carolina. Forever.
Callan?
It's hard to see, but you can kind of see her face like brightens up here. Like she recognized the voice of the... Okay. Thanks, guys. Now I don't have to do the drag thing. Now I can actually just pop back and forth in a perfect world. Okay, what? Oh my god. Why is it? Oh my god. What? What? All right, I'll do it later. Forget it. Forget it. Sorry.
Callan?
Are these Callan's remains?
It's him. This has to be Callan. He stood a head taller than me, with broad shoulders, powerful shoulders. When I was little, he could hoist me up with one hand so I could watch the nightingales in the trees. And now he lays curled up in such a tiny space, his head resting on the cold, unforgiving slab.
Miss Carolina, the letter spoke of a great mage that made the most powerful golem in the world to help little Carly, so she wouldn't be scared anymore. Did Callan write the mage and the adventurer for you?
Yes. As a child, I was terrified of the dark and often cried, so my brother would write fairy tales to soothe me. In his tales, he was a powerful mage, and I was a little adventurer. He could do anything and always kept me safe. At 13, I left home to serve the goddess, Dura, at the temple. Meanwhile, my brother stayed behind with our father, handling paperwork and undergoing professional training to become a mage. He was never very good. My brother showed little interest in this. He much preferred organizing reading clubs and creating interesting inventions with his friends. He was very fond of dwarves. Each time we corresponded, my brother's letters were accompanied by a list of new books he had read. In our last letters, he wrote about his new dwarven friends and how they were inventing things that were going to change the world. But then, the hypofiends came like a tide. I heard some people say that they came from the skies. There were so many.
And afterwards?
My memory of that time is hazy. Hypofiends broke into the temple, and I was injured. Amid the fires and screams, my brother came and took me away to the secret passage my family built. He said he would protect me like the great mage in the book, and told me not to look back and to run all the way back to the manor. He promised our butler would take me to a safe haven. But suddenly, my surroundings turned cold, and a thick darkness engulfed me.
Was that the last thing you remember?
No, I remember waking up for a moment. There was a huge explosion and sounds of flesh being crushed. Also, a piercing pain. At the end, I saw my brother before me. At that time, he had already turned into a golem. I was so scared, but he stretched out his hand and called me
Little Carly.
No matter how cold he felt or how he looked, I knew that was my brother, Callan.
Close your eyes and picture Callan as he was in life. That's the real him.
My lord,
For 2 millennia, the memories of my parents and relatives have been the anchor for my sanity. You must learn to remember. Only in this way can you sustain yourself. The people you miss will forever live in your grandest memories, bathed in the perfect light.
thank you, my lord, but I'll never close my eyes again. Because of my refusal to see what was in front of me, I've brought torment to my brother's soul. Even if I have to be alone again, I wish for Callan's soul to rest in peace. Please help me bring him back and free his soul. Bear with me a little longer, Callan.
Oh, you're back! Did you find the boy's body?
We did. We did.
Oh, fuck. Sorry, guys. I need water. 1 sec. We're almost there, man. It's getting hoarse, though. Give me a sec. Give me a sec. I'm having a good time. I hope you guys like it. I'm having a good time. Give me... I gotta drink water for 1 sec. Hold on.
Master Hugin, how is my brother doing?
Oh, Missy, if I knew how to fix him, he would be here greeting you instead of me.
It's all right. We've brought my brother's remains, and soon he'll find peace.
I can use magic to extract Callan's soul from the golem and return it to his remains. He needs to return to the place from whence he came and proceed to where he belongs, so that his soul may find peace once more.
This isn't simple magic, Ludovic. Are you sure you can handle this?
Indeed. To facilitate the soul's return to the body, it's essential to build a pathway and create a guiding bridge. Callan's most treasured possessions can act as markers to lead his soul. By placing them in a formation, Carolina, being a blood relative, can call upon Callan's soul. That's all that's needed.
His treasured possessions.
Can you think of anything? I mean, it's up to you, Carolina.
Family honor means a lot to my brother. At his coming of age ceremony, my father gave him a ruby signet ring with our family crest engraved upon it. I still remember my father's words. From this day onward, you will officially represent the Radonov family. Your words will hold weight, and your actions will be scrutinized. Always remember your station, Callan. The moment my brother put on the signet ring, it marked his acceptance of the family's duties and obligations. Since then, I have never seen him remove it. If we're lucky, that ring should still be on Callan's hand. Oh, which hand was it?
You all turn your attention back to Callan's remains, noticing a darkly gleaming ring on his withered right hand, seemingly encrusted with dried blood. Sorry to disturb you, Callan. Magister, please take the signet ring and place it beside the remains. I will attempt to guide his soul back.
Hey, Morrigan. Yo. Yeah, clear out.
O bound soul, heed the call of your kin and return to your rightful path.
Callan, can you hear me?
No response.
Why isn't Callan responding to me?
Perhaps the medium isn't important enough for Callan to awaken the remnants of his soul. Perhaps the medium isn't important enough for Callan to awaken the remnants of his soul.
If the family's signet ring wasn't important enough, what is?
That's what I was thinking. Chippy's on point this time.
The value of a medium cannot be judged in worldly terms. A dying flower can hold more significance than a jewel if it's dear to the soul in life.
Our home has been reduced to dust. After such a long time, I don't know what possessions my brother has left.
His storybook is still here. The one he made just for you.
The Mage and the Adventurer. But that's just a fairy tale he wrote for me when I was young. My brother loved books all his life and wrote much more important works, such as Ducal Territory Act for the Archduke and the Song of Saint Valesa, which explored the history of our temple here in White Ridge. The second was quite famous in these parts, you know. There were so many other documents and books that I can't even remember. They were all piled high on his desk. Callan always said he was proud of the power of his quill. Oh, what about his quill? And some of his great creations have now just disappeared on the bitter winter wind.
What he keeps with him is the most precious. He kept all of your letters.
Magister Merlin is absolutely right. What I hold dearest are my children, Hardhead and Whistler. If they left me, I wouldn't be able to go on. Even at the end of my life, they'll stay with me until we're nailed shut in our coffin and buried in the earth. Just like all children, I think.
Miss Carolina, we should really give it a try. It's Callan's love for you that kept his soul going for so many years. You said yourself. Compared to one's duties, when a soul is about to die, it is very natural for a person to want to return to their family.
Callan, Magister, please take this letter and put it beside the Mage and the Adventurer. I hope Callan will respond back this time.
O bound soul, heed the call of your kin and return to your rightful path.
Callan, I still can't sense him.
There still seems to be no response. These handwritten letters alone are not enough.
What precious item would awaken Callan's soul?
Miss Carolina, did Callan leave behind any other important belongings before his death?
Nothing. He stayed with me after he was turned into a golem. We wandered around the snowy remains of our estate, but all that was left were broken walls and empty rooms. His past, my childhood, and everything we've been through. It's all gone.
You and your memory of him are still here. What about another soul, Ludovic?
You wish for Carolina to act as a medium, to bring her brother's soul back? She's not an object. She's a living being with her own soul.
Look at his reaction to that. Homie's all,
You want to what? You wish for Carolina to act as a medium? The magic for extracting and transferring souls is incredibly dangerous. If done incorrectly, it could cause irreversible harm to both Carolina and Callan.
But is it possible?
I haven't tested it on anyone, and I don't plan to.
My lord, please hear what I have to say. I honestly don't mind. In fact, I very much like to try.
Your soul could be torn asunder, and you might endure unbearable pain just like Callan. For centuries, Carolina. I won't do it. This agony will embed itself in your soul, lasting beyond any eternity you can conceive of. Any eternity I can conceive of. Absolutely not.
It's what my brother has been enduring, is it not?
Well, yes, but Callan has already suffered. You're different. Your willingness to sacrifice yourself shows you're truly a Radinov. I'll give you that. Why must fate torment Aemon's descendants this way?
I appreciate your concern, my lord, but how can I run away when I can now share his pain after making my brother suffer for so long due to my own selfish desires? Moreover, your cautious nature reassures me that you will strive to fulfill my and my brother's wishes. Let us have him rest in peace. Oh, please, please, my lord.
It's maddening that the Radinovs always choose to sacrifice themselves. If you're prepared, Carolina, step in front of Callan, and please, don't make me regret this.
Thank you, my lord.
Hear us, bound soul.
Hear me, Callan.
Little Carly. Something's wrong. He's resisting the magic. Little Carly. Little Carly. Little Carly.
Please, grant us eternal peace.
Carolina just carrying a candelabra around with her because that's how she rolls. Literally, that's how she rolls everywhere.
What happened to Callan? He's not moving again.
Some welded parts are smoking! We need to fix him up! Get out of the way, Missy!
How could this have happened? Didn't Callan hear Carolina and start moving again?
Callan's lingering soul fought against my magic. He resisted the return to his original body. The magic was causing his essence to tear, so I had no choice but to release him before it was too late. Unfortunately, there were still some adverse reactions to the magic.
Why doesn't he want to return? He doesn't want to die, I guess. He would rather stay in the mechanical body, do you think?
I do not know. I just can't fathom why any tormented soul wouldn't seek peace. What is he clinging on to?
Whoa, this fella! Everyone, come take a look!
What did you find, Master Hugin?
When inspecting the parts earlier, I discovered this golem had a locked compartment in his chest. After the explosions just now, the locked portion protecting the outer shell was broken, so I was able to get this little gadget out of his chest. Look at this craftsmanship! Remarkable!
What is it?
This is a sound loom. It's an amazing invention created by my people to record sounds.
How does it work?
Well, the essence of sound is vibration. My people were able to quantify sound into different frequencies of vibration. By rearranging those vibrations with metal foil, we can reproduce them. That's how the sound loom was born. As long as the frequency recorder is intact, it can record sounds of the past, whether it's a centuries-old piano song or the cry of a newborn baby.
How did you end up inside Callan's mechanical body? And you mentioned it can record all kinds of sounds. Sorry, how did it end up... How did it end up inside Callan's mechanical body? And you mentioned it can record all kinds of sounds.
Master Hugin, could it have recorded my brother's voice when he was alive?
Oh, well, I haven't played it, so it could be anything. It's possible it recorded the lad's last moments. That'd be ugly. Oh. But it could also be an engineering log, left by the golem's maker, or sounds from the war. Me and the speech loom had a little talk, though. It said that if it's for you, it's willing to reproduce the sounds of the past.
Ugh, Hugin is so cool. Thank you, I forgot you talk to machines. My guy.
So, it's up to you, Missy.
Callan,
Don't miss this chance, girl. Go for it.
please play it, Master Hugin. Whatever the speech loom has to say, I'm ready.
The sound loom starts up. At first, only the slow clicking sounds of gears and metal can be heard. However, the sounds gradually change, and they start to sound more familiar.
I need to run faster. Little Carly is still at the temple. She doesn't know Hypofiends have breached the temple grounds.
Callan! This is my brother's voice. This was before he went to the temple to find me.
Carly, are you injured?
I don't know what's happening.
Dura above!
Callan's voice is drowned out by the sounds of loud explosions, buildings collapsing, and falling debris.
After these sounds, the howls of hypofiends can be heard, followed by rapid breathing and running sounds. Suddenly there is a pause. The sound of a mechanical opening can be heard, and then something huge moves away.
Carly, hide inside and run home as fast as you can. Go! Rigel will take you somewhere safe. Don't be scared. You'll be fine.
Don't leave me, Callan. The hypofiends are everywhere. Still out there. Please don't leave me.
Carly, remember the fairy tale we read. You're a brave adventurer, and I'm a great mage who can defeat any monster. Now, run! Don't look back! Run!
Callan. That was the moment. That was the moment we parted.
The sound loom continues to vibrate and hum. This time, you hear the bestial howls of pain and the sounds of a sharp weapon. Shing, shing. Piercing flesh. You hear breathing suddenly stop. It's deathly quiet. However, soon, the breathing continues and become winded and painful.
Carly, I'm sorry. You wish to protect her also? We are indeed of one mind. My body can no longer move, but you still can. You can continue protecting little Carly forever. Very well. Lift me up, so that the gods may stand witness. I remember a spell from a forbidden tome long ago. Fate must be smiling at us. You have an immortal body, and I have a living soul. This will hurt. Oh, Dura, fix your eyes upon me. Let me stay with her until the end of time.
Dura.
No! No! No!
There is a faint chanting of spell followed by complete silence. No sound of the wind, nor crackling of fire. Then, the sounds of machinery. The sounds of machinery begin to hum. Hum.
Carolina, Protect Carolina.
Callan.
Protect Carolina.
Callan.
Callan kept his promise to you.
Callan did not fall to hypogean magic.
All of this was for Miss Carolina. Even if he had to change into his form and endure endless pain, he still wanted to protect his sister.
That's the reason his soul resisted. He didn't want to leave Carolina.
Told you, man. Thought maybe.
However, if this continues, I'm just not sure, Magister. I just don't know.
But Ludovic, will you please just...
You know, you're not the first to come along and try to get me to cast these spells.
Yeah, I'm aware. You're also aware of who took out the last person to try to get you to cast these spells, right?
Very well. Regrettably, Callan's soul has reached its limit. Despite his resistance, he cannot defy the laws of nature with sheer willpower. His soul is weakening rapidly. If left alone, his essence would dissipate within a few days, or possibly even hours.
How could this happen? We did our best and found his body. He just needs to return to it.
His original body cannot stay with Carolina, and so he will not go.
I did not want my brother to suffer because of me anymore. I wish for him to find peace.
Ludovic, this is gonna sound crazy, man, but like, can we like repair his soul somehow? Is there a way to repair a soul? I mean, I guess I've repaired mine at times, right? But can we do it with magic? Can we speed the process up or force it or help put him back together?
Repairing his soul could be an option, but I'm not sure if it's even possible. Callan's soul was transferred to the golem too quickly, causing it to tear apart. It's possible that fragments of his essence still linger in his original body. If we could transfer these remaining fragments to the golem, he may be able to hold on longer.
Would my brother still be in pain?
The agony of a sundered soul will never truly fade. Yet, I believe he will find some relief, yes.
In that case, I must decline. I can't bear to see my brother endure any more pain. Callan! Is he trying to say something? I can't hear him clearly.
That's mechanical language. He says he still wants to stay by your side.
I think this all depends on Callan's own wishes. Makes sense, really.
Callan, do you still want to continue despite everything? Father and mother are gone, and even Raggle has passed on.
Carolina leans her head against the motionless golem, listening quietly as Hugin tries to convey what it is that Callan is saying. After a long time, Carolina rises with tears frozen on her face.
My lord, my brother has decided he wishes to stay in this body.
I will respect his decision. Magister, please aid in activating the spell for me. This time, everything will be the same, but in reverse. I'll transfer the fragments of the soul from the remains to that of the golem. I hope that this can give him some peace.
Should I continue calling to my brother?
Yes, as his most cherished relative, your voice must reach his soul. This is very important, Carolina.
I understand. If that's the case, there is something I want to try. Magister, can you please hand me the Mage and the Adventurer?
Sure. All yours, babe.
With this book, I will read aloud as we did in our childhood, but this time, I'll read to him instead. It won't be him telling me a tale, but me sharing our story with him.
Are you ready?
Yes, my lord.
Carolina picks up the book and clears her throat.
Once upon a time, there was a little adventurer who dreamed of exploring every corner of Esperia on her own 2 feet. Meanwhile, there was a great mage, well versed in all spells in the world. He had a great sense of humor and a charming personality. On a dark, starless night, the great mage knocked on the little adventurer's door.
I'll keep you safe.
The mage promised.
I'll use magic to dispel all evil and clear every obstacle so you can have a joyful and safe journey.
However, to his surprise, the little adventurer shook her head and said, "I don't need your protection, Mr. Mage. My feet have crossed deep waters and been burned in cold frost. I have seen a lot, and I understand a lot." "So, what do you need me to do?" asked the great mage. "I need you to go on the journey with me, and we will face difficulties and obstacles together. We will climb mountains and cross rainbows side by side," the little adventurer proclaimed. After many adventures, they stopped at the end of the journey. There was a small stone house. There was a fireplace and some wood. They stretched in front of the fire and realized they were home.
Carolina,
"Callan, you're awake!"
command received. Stay with little Carly forever. Stay with little Carly forever.
Well, good! My voice is shot! I don't think I could do Carolina for too much longer.
"No, it's fading. It's very hard."
Actually, it's the Ludovic voice that is about to crack.
In order to protect his sister, typo, Callan chose to bind his soul to the golem forever, embracing eternal agony. What a man! What a man! Dang, dude! Like, wow! That was huge! Y'all, that was crazy. That was really special, man. That's really something. I'm excited about this one. This is really cool. Hey, the sound loom is still here. Wait. Mechanical sounds.
Little Carly, what story would you like to hear today?
"Callan, we agreed on this. It's my turn to be the storyteller." Once upon a time, a little adventurer crossed paths with a great mage. Sharing a close friendship, they set off on a journey, overcoming difficulties and obstacles together side by side. They climbed mountains and crossed rainbows. They spruced up a small stone house, turning it into a cozy place they called home. No matter what hardships they faced, they would unwind by the fireplace and work through their problems together.
Go home with little Carly. Carly.
Carly. Protect Carolina. Protect Carolina. Protect Carolina.